Do you ever wonder why you keep chasing people who barely notice you? It turns out your nervous system and your attachment style might be running the show. Let's unpack that with a little humor, insight, and yes, even lessons from the book attached. Welcome back to Reclaiming Me, a trauma informed podcast helping women with complex PTSD heal the lasting impact of childhood attachment wounds from parents and caregivers, so you can finally release people pleasing and perfectionism and learn to trust in relationships, beginning with the one you have with yourself. I'm your host, Cindy Payne, licensed professional counselor, trauma specialist, and a woman who has walked this path both personally and professionally. Today, we're diving into a quick midweek reframe around understanding your attachment style, why it matters in your relationships, and how to start noticing the patterns that might be keeping you stuck. Before we get started, here are 3 things to keep in mind. Number 1, your attachment style shapes not just your relationships, but also how your nervous system reacts to stress and connection. Number 2, recognizing your patterns is the first step to slowing down the subconscious loops that often run the show. And number 3, even small conscious choices can help you move towards a more secure attachment and healthier relationship dynamics. I want to share a personal reflection. When I first learned about attachment styles, I realized that so many of my own reactions in relationships came from my own anxious and avoidant patterns, especially growing up in a home where emotional needs weren't always fully met. My nervous system would go straight into high alert at even tiny conflicts. Sound familiar? Attached by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller really helped me see that this isn't just about being too clingy or too distant. These are subconscious strategies that developed to keep us safe. For instance, the anxious style often hyper-focuses on connection. Why? Because the nervous system is trained to anticipate abandonment, while the avoidant style pulls away to protect itself from perceived threats of engulfment. And when those two interact, you get the classic push-pull dynamic that many of us know all too well. And so if this sounds familiar to you, here's a small practical way to start noticing it in yourself. I invite you to pick one recent interaction that triggered a strong emotional reaction. And then pause and ask yourself, which part of me is reacting? The part that's afraid of abandonment or the part that's protecting itself by withdrawing? And just noticing this pattern without judgment begins to activate a bit of that prefrontal cortex control and lets your nervous system settle instead of escalate. Even this small awareness begins to create space for curiosity instead of reactivity. If today's insight resonated with you, I have a little next step. On my website, cindypayne.com, you'll find a free quiz called What's Your People Pleasing Style? It only takes a few minutes, and at the end, you'll get a gentle guide tailored to your results. It's a short way to start identifying those subconscious patterns in yourself, similar to what we're talking about today, and to give yourself a roadmap for moving toward a more secure attachment. So in lieu of a specific skill today, I invite you to visit my website and click on the link titled Quiz, People Pleasing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you leave feeling a little lighter, a little more grounded, and a little closer to trusting yourself and your relationships. If this episode supported your journey with trauma, attachment wounds, anxiety, or people pleasing, share it with a friend or follow the show so you don't miss future episodes. For free resources, tools, or to work with me directly, visit cindypayne.com or connect with me on Instagram at cindypaynerooted. I'll be back on Monday with another full length episode. And next week, we're going to be taking a deeper dive into attachment styles, unpacking the patterns that keep us stuck and the shifts that move us towards secure, connected relationships. Remember, every small step toward healing, boundaries, self trust, and presence matters. You are worthy of this journey. Until next time, take care.